Hello everybody and welcome to week 1 of BA231. This is an accounting class. I think you'll really enjoy it. I know a lot of people, when they think of accounting, they think of boring things that go on with numbers, and before I got into accounting, honestly, I kind of thought the same thing, but now that I am a full-blown accountant, I actually love it. So I want to go over a little bit about this course to kind of explain what's going to go on and how it will work. I'll give you a quick refresher on Canvas in case some of you have not used it for a while, or if you've never logged into Canvas, hopefully this will tell you how the class is going to work and what is expected. So right now you can see I am on the Home tab basically. And so the Home tab here, they have some good student resources up top for you. There's an orientation video on Canvas and how to use it. IT support is always a good one in case you're having some computer problems or problems with Canvas. I would recommend that you write those down, because generally if you have a computer problem or a Canvas problem, you're probably locked out, so you cannot get to those numbers. You can always reach out to the school or to me and we'll get back to you, but maybe write that number down or put it in your cell phone. Down here are some course tools. Here is the questions to the instructor. If you have a question, you can post it there, or you can always just email me or call me. Then down here you're going to get into your modules. You'll have module 1, which is essentially week 1, module 2, which is week 2, and so on, and we'll come back to that in just a second. But right up here you'll have your announcements. So your announcements are key. Here I am going to post information every week on what is due and what is expected, so please always read your announcements. They're generally only a paragraph or 2 long, but it's a quick summary of what is expected of you. Right up top, you're going to see my contact information. So this is an online class, so I don't have a set office at the campus, one of the campuses. So my office hours are by appointment. The best way to get a hold of me is through email, or you can also call me. But I generally get back with email quicker because I can check that at work during the day on my cell phone. So I'll get back to you that day if I can. If not, it'll be within 24 hours. Next is just a welcome message. Here's my name. Here's a little bit about me. There's an end of course survey that you'll have to take at the end of the course, so we recommend that you take. Here's your week 1 announcements, and we'll go over that again here in a minute. But again, that's just going to explain what is due this week. And so you're going to have an announcement for every week, like I said. And then after that, you're going to get to your syllabus you'll see here, and then you're going to get into your discussions, and I'm going to go to the discussions here in just a minute. But before that, I want to pull up this announcement. So here you'll see, like I said, it's just a couple of paragraph, so it's always quick. It talks about what is due. So we'll have some readings this week, and then you'll have a few practice homework problems, and then you'll have your actual homework problems along with watching this lecture and posting to the discussion. But let's go back to the home page. On the home page here, like I said, you'll see the week 1 module. So if you come down here, you're going to see your 3 chapter readings, which we'll get to, your 3 practice homework problems, and you'll have your module 2 discussion, your module 1 lecture response, and your module 1 assignment response. So let's open up the discussion and the lecture response. So here is the lecture response. This needs to be 150 words. Try to make it 150 words and talk about what we talked about in the discussion, so I can tell that you clearly watched it. That's how you're going to get all of your points. If you just talk about maybe what you read in the chapter, or I've had students try to just talk about the homework and nothing else, that doesn't show that you clearly watched the lecture. So make sure that you're talking about that. Like I said, 150 words or roughly 2 paragraphs. If it's half, 2/3 of a page, you're going to be right around that 250 word mark. And then next is the discussion. So let's talk about the discussion question. Every week you're going to have a discussion question. And on this one, you're going to be talking about the income statement and the balance sheet, and which one best represents a company's financial situation. So this week, you're going to get into a lot of the financial statements, especially in chapter 2 and 3. So give me your honest opinion. As I've taught this class in the past, I've had people that have really liked the income statement. I've had people that have really liked the balance sheet. They're both very, very valuable, but you get different information from each one. There's not necessarily a right or wrong answer for this question. We just want you to pick which one you like and state why. Your income statement is kind of self-explanatory with the name. It's a statement that's going to show how much income you made over a certain period of time. Generally when you see an income statement, people are talking about your fiscal year, so a 12-month period. But your balance sheet is also going to have some really good information on there. You might be thinking, well, I want to know how much money I made. That's great. You might have had a really good year as your company, but that might not show everything. You need to go to the balance sheet as well to say, oh, well, look at all of this debt that we've accumulated over the last 5 years. Or, look how many accounts receivable, or look how much we have in accounts receivable, different things like that. Because those might not always show up on your income statement. So you get good information from both. It kind of depends on what you're looking at. So as you're reading the book, take that into consideration so you can think about which one you want to pick. But like I said, just be sure to defend your answer. In order to get full points, you need to have your initial post done by Wednesday night at 11:59. And as it says right here, it needs to be between 70 to 100 words. Just try to make it well thought out. Say, as I was reading about the income and the income statement and the balance sheet, I picked this one because of, and then go into your list and say why you like that one. And then by Sunday at 11:59, you need to do 2 responses. So, and before I forget, your initial post should include a reference. So reference it to something that you liked in the book. Or if you're looking at stuff online, reference it to the webpage where you got it. And then a minimum of 2 replies of 70 to 100 words for other people's responses. And this needs to be posted by 11:59 as well on Sunday night. So with that one, don't say just good job or I liked it. 70 to 100 words, you need to kind of give some feedback. If you disagree with somebody's point of view, that's okay, but we just need to keep it respectful. So please do that. Don't go out there and say, hey, I thought your opinion was crazy or something. Go out there and say, I see why you like the balance sheet, but here's why I like the income statement. Talk about it for a minute. Maybe ask them what they think. Try to generate a conversation. These discussion questions are really good, and they can be a lot of fun if everybody will participate. And while these are discussion questions, as it says right here, they need to be error-free. So as you're going through, capitalize the word I. Use commas, use periods, use all of your punctuation, things like that. Treat it almost like a paper, or basically do just treat it like a paper. You need to write it in proper formatting with proper grammar. Otherwise, you will be deducted points for that. So that's the discussion for the week. Now let's go back and look at here. So then you're going to have your week 1 assignment. So let's dig into it here a little bit. So on your chapter 1 reading, if you click on this, it's going to pull you up right here, and you just load your window. It's going to take you right to the book in Cengage. It'll ask you if you want to start your assignment now. It's not graded. It's just saying, do you want to read it? So yes, you want to read it. Click on that link. It'll take you to it, and it's going to pop it up here. So here is chapter 1. You're going to have your chapter introduction, types of businesses, form of businesses, different things like that. Your business activities, financing, investing, and operating activities. That's going to be key because chapter 1 deals with statement of cash flows, and that's what the homework is going to be on. Then it's going to dig into your financial statements and the various kinds, your accounting concepts, and you'll see so on. It's going to breaks it out in sections really well for you. Next, you're going to have your chapter review. These are always key. Go over your key points, your key terms, and then at the bottom, you're going to have your exercises and problems. So if you go back to the home page where we were at, or you can go to modules as it was showing right there, you'll scroll down, you'll see your Module 1 assignment. So here on your Module 1 assignment, you're going to see that there are 3 assignments for week 1. Exercise 1-20, Exercise 2-19, and Problem 3-6. So if you click on this, this is going to download your problem, or excuse me, a template for you. Please use the template. It's not a requirement, but the templates are great. And I've got it downloaded here, and I'm going to show you why it's so good. So right here, it breaks it down. You're going to have your statement of cash flows from operating activities, your cash flows from investing activities, cash flows from financing activities, and so on. So it's kind of set up in a format for you that's going to make it much easier to do your homework. Again, if you want to recreate it, that's fine, but this will save you so much time. It will make it easier for you, but it will also help you understand the concepts which we want. This shows a really good way to get it set up. So let's go back here to your homework. Oh, one more tab over. So you'll see right here, you go to the exercises. So you have exercise 1.1, 1.2, and so on. As I mentioned, we are on 120. So let's scroll down and find 120. And again, like I said, it's a statement of cash flow. So right here, you're dealing with Looney Inc. And you'll see right here, if you always want to double check, you should have the company's name on your template if you're ever wondering if you're on the right one. So you have Looney Inc. So what it's asking you to do here is prepare a statement of cash flows for the month end of July 31st, year one. So you've got your cash receipts. You've got cash from customers, cash received from common stock, and your notes payable. And you got your payments or your outflows for your expenses. You purchase some equipment and your dividends. So you've got to go through and you've got to break it up into these three separate categories: operating activities, investing activities, and financing activities. So one of the things that are really nice about these templates, you can see right here in bright red lettering, a red asterisk will appear in the column to the right of an incorrect answer. For grading, or for correct grading, then I'm going to have to give you a 0 if you don't answer what you're supposed to. So let's go in here and let's look. So you're going to have your cash receipts. So we're looking for operating activities, which are basically, your day-to-day activities of your company. So you're looking through this cash receipts. Cash receipt from a notes payable. Is that really a day-to-day thing? I guess depending on what you're doing, it could be, but generally it's not. So it's not a note payable. Let's look at the $200,000 here. Cash receipt from issuance of common stock. That's not really a day-to-day activity. It's like, hey, I need to make money. You're not going out and selling stock in your company every day. But then we get up here to this top one, cash receipt from customers, $600,000. So you have your cash receipt from customers here. You'll enter a description right here. So cash from customers. So right here. You have a drop-down box right here. So cash received from customers. So you're going to pick that one. Then you're going to go 600,000. Now you're going to go over here and you're going to look and see what your next one is. So let's go to your cash payments and see, because we realize there's only the one there. Cash paid out for expenses. Does that sound like something that's an operating activity? Probably, because you're paying expenses. In a business, you have expenses every day. Then you're going to have your purchase of equipment. You don't buy equipment every day. And then last is dividends. You generally don't pay those every day either. So you're going to have your $380,000 there. So you'll have your cash paid for expenses. And then right here, when you hover over this, you're going to see it says enter cash outflow amounts as negative. So you're going to have the negative 380. So negative $380,000. And then right here in this cell, you want to enter the total. So there's not a formula here to sum it up for you, but you're basically, if you click over those two, you're going to see that your sum is $220,000. So you want to enter the $220,000. But let's say that I only enter the 220, I make a mistake. There's that red asterisk right there saying, hey, this is wrong. So you enter the 220,000, it goes away, you know that you're good. The one thing that we don't want you to do here is just to sit here and guess numbers. I will go through and check. Let's say that you had put this as $500,000, that you're going to get that red mark. But then you have the 380 here. If you don't correct that, but you get the right answer here, you're still going to be deducted points because you have to have all of this right in order for that to be right. So that's how the homework will work, and that's how it will work on every one of the problems. So let's go back here to the home page again, just to make sure that you guys know what's expected for week one. Again, you're going to have your 3 chapter readings. You're going to have 3 practice tests. I recommend you take the practice homework problems. Please do those, because when you get to the end, the final project is going to be based off of something that's kind of formatted like those. So take those, because that will help you understand how to do your last problem as far as the computer or the technical side of it. Your discussion question, again, initial post by Wednesday, final 2 posts by Sunday at 11:59. Lecture response to this, we talked about what's expected to be explained, and then the word count, and then also your module 1 assignment. We just went over that. You're going to have 3 of those. Get those in, upload them into Canvas. I try to grade homework throughout the week, so if you submit it on a Thursday, I might get it graded on a Thursday or a Friday. I won't necessarily wait until the following week, just so I can keep everybody up to date on where they are. If you have any questions or problems, please feel free to reach out to me. In the announcement section here, again, you'll have my contact information, or you can always go to the school if you can't, if for some reason you have something that's just urgent that you need right then. I generally respond to emails and phone calls at night. So if you have any questions, again, please reach out to me or the school, and I look forward to getting to know each of you through the class. And one last thing on the discussions here. When you're doing your discussion, please post an intro of yourself. So you'll have essentially kind of 2 initial posts for week 1. I have mine, and then you'll have your response to the question. So welcome to class, and good luck.